Hey, what's up everyone and welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing another Genshin Impact healer tier list. There's been a lot of changes since the last one. Things like the one I made before was before Inazuma, so there's no like ocean hued clam set, no Kokomi and stuff like that. None of these extra characters that kind of help some of the other characters. So I'm going to be doing an updated one. I may have to do another updated one once the new what Yao Yao, whatever her name is, the new Dendro healer. I guess she's a healer. But today we're gonna go ahead and do another Genshin Impact healer tier list. So I got over here this list. It's got a list of the characters. I went through and I found all the healers that I could. Oh, I missed Iona.
Dork. Go back to the chess club.
Now I got all the healers that I could. All right, and some of these are healers on technicality. Kind of like Zhongli and Xingqiu. Technically they can be used as a healer. Why you would, I don't know, but you could. But we are going to be going over these characters, which is essentially just the top row minus the Yao Yao or whatever her name is. I don't think there's anyone else that's a healer. I think we're good. If I missed them, oh well. So I've separated my categories into how much I like the characters. This is the same as the last one. The last one, it was how much I like the characters, but I didn't know I could change the ranking. So it was just like S rank, A rank, B rank stuff. I changed this one to really like, which will be the top row. Like, haven't played enough, which is where I'll just be putting characters I haven't really played enough to like, you know, be able to tell, especially since some of them I don't have. Then the ones I don't like and which ones I really don't like. So first off, I guess we got Barbara. So for Barbara, on the last time, she got a pretty low ranking. That was also because that was around when Dragon Spine or Dragon Spire, whichever one that is. That region introduced a lot of cryo enemies and cryo characters, meaning that if you were using Barbara, you were getting frozen non-stop. It was ridiculous. You kept getting frozen just trying to heal your team. It was ridiculous. But since then, especially since Dendro came out, and at the time I only had two Hydro characters, which were Barbara and Xingqiu, I needed a healer for my team. And there wasn't like a Dendro healer, and for the reactions, there just wasn't enough space on the team. So I used Barbara a lot more. And after building Barbara up, I do like Barbara. I'm gonna put her here at like. I do like her. Does she still have some problems? Actually, really, no. Not as much. Unless I'm fighting a cryo enemy, not really an issue. Even an electro-charged isn't as bad as being frozen. I feel like being frozen and then being hit by overload are the two worst status effects that you can suffer as a player. I might actually put Barbara up at really like, because her elemental skill allows her to heal her team very quickly. You can also swap to another character and her healing ring will be able to heal them and keep them healed up. And then her elemental burst, full team heal. I should also mention that this is supposed to be more the healer themselves and what they offer to the team. You know, their ups and their downs. Not necessarily, oh, this character's good if you use this other character to make up for their shortcomings or make up for their downsides. Not that. It's just the character on their own, what they do and what they provide for their team. Oh, I should also mention she can also revive her team. That's the other thing. Or one team member. Just one. Next up we have, oh geez, Goro. I think that's it, Goro. He is one of those that is a healer on a technicality. Now, on tech, I'm going to put him right here just for now, just a placeholder right now. Haven't played enough because I haven't played enough, as in I don't have him at Constellation 4 to where I could even try out his healing. I think it would be nice to have him as a healer, as it heals you for 50% of his defense. So you build him for defense, which is what he's built for, then you can get probably some decent healing. But I am gonna take it. This is one of the characters I haven't played enough because I don't have him, but due to the requirement, meaning you have to get C4 Goro, I'm gonna put him at don't like. Just because I don't like the fact that, and this is for a healer tier list, I guess. I don't like, in order to use him as a healer, it requires you to get Constellation 4. That's the only reason. If it wasn't for that, he would be up here and just haven't played enough. If it wasn't for that. Next up, we have Bennett. Now, Bennett is actually, he's really nice. During the last video, I thought all of his stuff scaled off of attack, so I wasn't getting a whole lot of healing off of him because I didn't go back through and read his elemental burst to see that his burst itself, because I read the part about it boosting his attack and it's saying that that scaled off of attack. I thought that also meant his healing scaled off of attack, but no. Bennett's healing from his elemental burst scales off of his max health. So if you build him for HP and HP percent, he does really good healing. So because of his amount of healing, I'm gonna put him at like still. Is he still kind of second from the top? Only, I'm thinking about this because he's either going to be in like or he's going to be in really like. The issue that's causing this is the fact that because of Inazuma, and especially the Emblem of Severed Fate set, that artifact domain, it really showed me that Bennett is very annoying to have either in co-op matches or to have on your team and try to heal, because he applies pyro to your own characters inside of his field. And if you get hit by Electro, you get hit by Overload, which will just keep juggling you around. Sometimes if you get really unlucky, you'll just get juggled to your death, where you just keep getting overloaded, especially if you're fighting those, what are they? The Abyss Mage guys or whatever, the Hilichurl bunny looking floaty guys, whatever. Those guys are really awful to fight with Bennett on your team. So really any situation where you're going to be fighting Electro characters, if you don't have a barrier to stop you from suffering negative reactions, you're going to get jumbled around, you're going to get juggled to your death, or you're just going to keep getting knocked out of the healing ring and then take a bunch of damage while you're in the air because you can't dodge. So you end up taking a lot more damage just trying to heal your team. So that, for me, that was a really annoying thing to have to deal with. So I put him in like. Otherwise, he would be up here in really like. If they had 2 Bennetts on this list, I would put a Bennett in each. I can't do a halvesy. Yeah, I can't do a halvesy here. Uh-oh. Next up, we have Zhongli. Now, Zhongli is another one of those characters where technically he can be used as a healer. And if you use him as a healer, he's one of those characters that I would like to try as a healer, because, I mean, you're not going to be taking damage anyways. And then if you do somehow take damage, you're going to get healed. Kind of like if you're fighting those Rift Hounds that can do the bleed through shields and stuff, then you'll be able to heal off of that. Or whenever the barrier gets attacked, you'll be able to heal. The only problem, just like Goro, is that his is locked behind constellations. But unlike Goro, Zhongli is a 5-star. And his healing capability is locked behind his constellation 6, meaning that you have to get a 5-star character a total of 7 times in order to even get the healing stuff. So as a healer, I'm putting him at, I really don't like, bottom of the barrel. If you have him at C6, then maybe he's like, he's a likable one, or maybe you really like him. I don't know. I'd probably put him up there, but the fact that he's a 5-star and it requires 6 constellations, you need a full constellation this character to be able to even get his healing. He's right down here at really don't like. Kokomi, I'm not sure if Kokomi can heal the entire team. That is the thing. That's also the thing here. I'm not sure if Goro can heal the entire team, or if he can only heal the character that's on the field if you're in single player. I know that she has been the go-to healer for a long time, but I don't have Kokomi. I tried twice. I lost the 50-50 both times. Ooh. No, I'm gonna put her under haven't played enough just because I don't have her. Oh, here we go. We're back to Noelle. I like Noelle. I like her design. I like her ability to serve any role that the game has to offer, whether that's DPS, healer, support. I count healer and support as 2 separate things because you can offer forms of support without even being a healer. Like Albedo's a support character who also does really good damage, but he's a support character. He doesn't heal. So I separate healing and support in 2 different categories. Noelle can be a DPS, a healer, a support, and a tank. if you count tank as a role, when really there's only her and like 3 other characters that could, if anything, tank some hits. So as a healer on her own, she can do it all on her own. And since she scales completely off of defense, her healing capability, her damage, her tankiness, it all scales off of defense. So since she can do it all on her own, I put her up at really like. Also, she does a lot of damage, by the way. I really wish I had that Redhorn Stone Thresher sword. I really wish I had that. All right, next we have Xing Shou. Now, Xing Shou, as a healer, it doesn't feel right. It does not feel right at all. Like, at all. Oh my goodness. It feels, I don't know. I'm gonna put him at don't like, because it's not like I really don't like him. It's just I don't like him as a healer, and the healing is not even worth it. It essentially, if you were to try and build him, his healing scales off of HP, by the way, and it's on the little rain barriers, so it's tied to his elemental skill, which has long skill cooldown. The healing amount is so not worth it. It's just not worth it. The amount that you get isn't worth it, and then the uptime on his healing is also really bad. Actually, I think as a healer, he's going down to really don't like. It's just not good. I mean, I know he's not a healer, but technically he could be if you were really desperate. And I got desperate once. I was trying. Also, I am going to put Bennett back down. I think I'm going to put him back down. I have not been using him as much. Yeah, I put him back at like. So we have Jean up next. Jean was one of those characters. I put her high up on the list because she healed a lot, and she still does heal a lot. If I swap the attack set off of Chi-Chi and Jean, I swap between the two. If I have it on her elemental burst, the initial heal itself heals the entire team for like 15,000 health each. Like each person. That's a total of like 60,000 health healed right on the spot. And then she leaves an AoE field that continues to heal. I thought it used to heal the entire team, but it seems like it only heals the on-field character. That's the one downside, but she gets that big initial team heal anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna say, I'm still gonna put her at really like. As a healer, she's a really good healer and does a lot of healing. Now we're moving on to Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi is one of those characters that I didn't like. I didn't like because her elemental skill had a very long cooldown, and her burst wasn't healing that much, but again, I got a better set for her. I got Ocean Hued Clam set on her, so now she can do on-field damage or off-field damage, and she is healing a lot more, but I actually do like Chi-Chi. I know I don't like getting Chi-Chi on the 50-50s. I feel like she's a pretty solid healer, and I actually like using her a lot more. I actually replaced her on my Dendro team with I replaced Barbara with Chi-Chi is what I did, because it just feels nicer. But now I've kind of swapped her out for Chi-Chi because I actually kind of do like Chi-Chi a little bit more than Barbara. So right now, I think I would say right now I'm actually really liking Chi-Chi. I'm really liking Chi-Chi. Jean, I'm actually not really liking her as much, so I'm just gonna put her at like. I like her ability to heal, but I just don't use her as much because there are other characters I like using more. Next up, we have Sayu. Sayu, I like Sayu as a character, and she's one of those that like I want to get her constellation so I can actually do better healing with her. Right now, she does decent healing, but I have her at C3 right now. I need 3 more Sayus to get to C6. Out of all the healers on this list of which ones I like the most, it would go Noelle, and then I think it would go Sayu. But unfortunately for Sayu, her potential to heal is completely locked behind constellations. It is completely locked behind constellations. She can heal without any constellations. At C0, she can heal. The problem is that her healing splits between attack and elemental mastery. The elemental mastery part affects her swirls. So whenever she triggers a swirl, and it has to be Sayu triggering a swirl, Whenever Sayu triggers a swirl reaction, she can heal her entire team, which is really nice because that applies to her elemental skill and her elemental burst. Since both of those do anemo damage, they can swirl, either one can, so that can heal your entire team. The problem is that you need to find a balance between elemental mastery and attack. Otherwise, the swirl healing is not going to be enough, and the elemental burst healing is not going to be enough. So you need to find a balance if you have her at C0. She's one of these unfortunate characters where her healing potential, I feel, is it's not completely locked, but it feels almost completely locked behind her constellations, because otherwise she's just kind of a mess of a healer. So that's just one of those other problems. So I would put her up here at really like, but unfortunately, due to the constellation restrictions, I have to put her here at like. Next up, we have Kuki. I think it's Kuki. People keep saying Cookie, so I think it's Kuki. She's not one of those characters I don't have, so I'm gonna put her here at haven't played enough, because I don't actually have her to play her out and test her on my own to really see what she's capable of. Next up, we have Dory. As a healer, she is able to generate energy for her team. I think that is nice, but it's only the team that is connected to the little tether as well. So unless you're in co-op, your team's not going to be benefiting that much from that energy recharge. It would be more you throw it out and then swap to another character and then, you know, try to generate some extra energy for it. But I don't know. I think it's a thing of her potential is mainly behind co-op rather than single player. So I would say, I would say don't like. Also because of the fact that when she sprints, she doesn't ride the little slime genie thing. That would, if she could ride the slime genie whenever she would sprint and it was like a little faster and she could ride the genie, that would put her up here at really like. But I'm going to put her down here at don't like. I don't know. I've tried using her. I don't, it's not, it doesn't fit my playstyle. And then last we have Diona. Now Diona, I would still put Diona under the haven't played enough category. I did try her out for a little bit. I can see why people like having her barrier, especially since the barrier increases movement speed. I was running double anemo and I was using her little 15% speed boost from her shield to like make Sayu just zoom around the map faster. I think I'd have to get a particle for Jean, then use her, and then use Sayu to go faster. We need more characters that boost movement speed. I want to go fast. Her healing, I didn't really like her healing. Again, I don't have her as built, but she's about as built as
your mother.
She's about as built as my Chi-Chi is. And Chi-Chi just pumps out so much more healing. Diona provides the little barrier, which is nice, but I mean, it doesn't last very long. It lasts like maybe 2 hits and then it's gone. She's interesting and I could see why people like her. So if I played her a bit more, I think I would put her up here at like. I also like her design. As of right now, since I haven't played her as much, I'm gonna put her down here at haven't played enough. So that is gonna be my Genshin Impact hero list as of right now. I'll go and I'll try, and the characters I do have, I'll try to play them a bit more and see if I like them less or like them more. I think it's a thing of the more I play characters and the more I start to try and do different builds, I think it's a thing of most of the characters are just going to work their way up rather than down. That's going to be it for my Genshin Impact healer tier list, everyone. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know which characters you like, which ones you don't like. Let me know why you like them. And just because you see somebody in a ranking that you don't agree with doesn't mean it's wrong. This is where I put them because this is where I like them. So that's right. So thank you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.